tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was going to be called the Kings of Comedy. It was Steve's tour. These are the guys opening for him. Of course you got to close if it's your tour.
Just destroy one another. They watching the highest rated podcast go out with 51 million views because one person sat up there and told lie after lie after lie, and all the people he was talking about.
You know, I've always been on tour with some real monsters, man. I toured with the Kings. Now, you know, I done heard all of the YouTubes and I done heard all the interviews and all like that. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. So this here little beef thing that everybody wanna start, cause you wanna make a name for yourself. That's cool, do you. You ain't gonna do it right here though. You ain't gonna build no reputation on Steve.
If you thought you'd heard it all, think again. We're talking about betrayal, heartbreak, and a jaw-dropping twist that exposes the real truth behind Steve's rise to fame. You see, amidst the glitz and glamour, there's a dark side to Steve's success, a side that left his ex-wife stranded, broke, and homeless. But now Katt Williams, the unfiltered and no-holds-barred comedian, is spilling the tea on what went down. What exactly did Katt Williams reveal? Get ready to dive deep into the jaw-dropping details as Katt reveals the shocking truth about how Steve allegedly left his ex-wife broke and homeless. You won't want to miss it. But before going to the details, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's dive in. Steve Harvey's past relationships, particularly his tumultuous journey with his ex-wife, Mary Harvey, was disheartening. Their divorce in 2005 ignited a firestorm of accusations, with Mary vehemently accusing Steve of serial infidelity. Following a bitter court battle, Steve was ordered to pay Mary over $4,000 monthly until March 2009. Despite the divorce drama, Mary initially hesitated to publicly air her grievances against Steve, given their shared son.
When I think about how quickly he moved forward from me to Marjorie, that was disturbing.
However, in 2017, Steve's marriage to Marjorie triggered Mary's resolve. Marjorie, it turns out, was one of the women Steve had cheated with during their marriage. Mary took to YouTube, unleashing a torrent of revelations, including intimate letters and emails between Steve and Marjorie during their marriage. Feeling betrayed and abandoned, Mary lamented Steve's swift transition to Marjorie, especially considering the financial burden he left behind. It's revealed that Steve failed to fulfill his financial obligations, neglecting to fully pay the $4,000 monthly support and offering no child support. This left Mary in dire straits, forcing her to sell her home to support herself and their son, Winton, following the divorce. In a candid interview, Mary recounted the tumultuous aftermath of her divorce from Steve. Reflecting on the bewildering timeline, she expressed uncertainty about the official end of their marriage, spanning from 2005 to 2009. Despite being awarded separate property, she found herself ousted from her home, a property she considered hers alone. Mary detailed the financial fallout, revealing that she received a mere fraction of what she was entitled to 10 payments of $40,000 each. Furthermore, she reluctantly relinquished her share of their ranch, a property they co-owned, for a paltry $15 million, far below its market value. This sum, she emphasized, was all she received after 16 years of marriage, no consistent alimony, child support, or fair division of assets. To add insult to injury, Mary disclosed that Steve utilized his wealth and connections to secure full custody of their son, compounding her anguish and sense of injustice. This poignant account sheds light on the financial and emotional toll exacted by Steve's actions, underscoring the complexities and challenges of post-divorce life for Mary. As per Mary's account, Steve went to extreme lengths to sever her bond with their son, Winton. He allegedly pressured Winton to sever all ties with his mother to foster a closer relationship with his new wife, Marjorie. Steve even went as far as to manipulate Winton into marrying Marjorie, effectively estranging him from his mother. Not only did Steve fail to provide Mary with the spousal support owed to her, but he also forced her to sell the house she received in the divorce, leaving her financially destitute and without a home. Adding insult to injury, Steve allegedly mistreated Winton, as revealed in a shocking article by TMZ. Mary claims that Winton faced physical abuse at the hands of his father, Steve. According to reports, Steve disciplined Winton with a belt and a paddleboard typically used for fraternity hazing. Police documentation supported these claims, showing evidence of bruises and cuts on Winton's body, further highlighting the tumultuous and heartbreaking ordeal Mary endured at the hands of her ex-husband. The police report detailed the harrowing ordeal Winton faced, recounting his struggle to urinate for days following the alleged brutality he endured. It's unfathomable to imagine resorting to such extreme measures to gain custody of one's child, only to subject them to mistreatment upon their return home. This revelation paints a disturbing picture, suggesting ulterior motives behind Steve's actions, perhaps as a means of retaliation against Mary. Despite compelling physical evidence, the case was dismissed from court, purportedly due to Steve's influential connections and financial resources. However, Mary remained resolute, refusing to be silenced. She bravely exposed Steve's fabrication about being homeless and sleeping on the streets, asserting that he concocted the story for dramatic effect. This revelation adds another layer to the complex narrative surrounding Steve's character, challenging the authenticity of his public persona. As Mary's story unfolds, it prompts critical questions about Steve's integrity and authenticity. Amidst his motivational speeches and self-help rhetoric, the revelation of his alleged deceit casts doubt on his credibility. Was Steve truly homeless as he claimed, or was it merely a fabrication to embellish his narrative? In response to the question posed during an interview, Mary vehemently denied the notion that Steve Harvey had ever experienced homelessness. She provided a detailed account of their living arrangements, highlighting the various residences they occupied over the years. From her mother's house to her apartment, and even properties acquired from Marjorie, Mary emphasized that there was never a time when Steve lacked a roof over his head. Mary recalled a particular period early in their relationship when financial constraints prompted Steve to urge her to accompany him on the road for work. Despite her reservations about leaving her job, Mary eventually acquiesced to Steve's insistence. She reminisced about nights spent on the road where they would pull over to rest during long drives between cities. However, she clarified that these instances of transient accommodation were far removed from true homelessness. Disputing the portrayal of Steve's journey from rags to riches in magazines, Mary asserted that while they may have faced occasional financial challenges, Steve never endured the extreme deprivation associated with homelessness. She adamantly refuted any insinuation that Steve had experienced hunger or lacked necessities, debunking the sensationalized narrative propagated by media outlets. This candid revelation sheds light on the realities of their life together and challenges misconceptions about Steve's past. All right, let's delve deeper into this tangled web of revelations. Despite Mary's repeated assertions, many dismissed her claims as the bitter ramblings of a scorned ex-wife. But hold on to your hats, because now we got a new player in the game, none other than Katt Williams. He stepped forward to lend his support to Mary's cause, validating her allegations against Steve Harvey. But wait, it doesn't end there. Katt drops a bombshell accusing Steve of not just mistreating Mary, but also of being a fraud in the comedy world. He boldly claims that Steve shamelessly copied the comedic styles of Bernie Mac and Mark Curry to propel himself to fame. According to Katt, Steve was envious of Bernie's talent while he was alive, but shamelessly imitated him after his passing. Katt doesn't mince his words, asserting that Steve's success was built on the backs of other comedians' originality. In Katt's eyes, Steve's rise to fame wasn't based on genuine talent, but rather on imitation and opportunism. He asserts that true comedy royalty isn't determined by looks or popularity, but by raw talent and originality. Katt's revelations add another layer of complexity to the saga, challenging perceptions of Steve's integrity and raising questions about the authenticity of his comedic prowess. During an episode of the Shay Shay podcast, Katt Williams didn't hold back as he shared his thoughts on Steve Harvey's claims and Mary's allegations. Katt emphasized that no matter where Bernie Mac performed, he was always regarded as a comedy royalty. He adamantly rejected the notion that Steve could overshadow Bernie's greatness, urging Steve to let the best be the best. Katt didn't stop there. He also came to Mary's defense, corroborating her assertion that Steve lied about being homeless. According to Katt, even before Steve became famous, he was raking in hefty paychecks of $3,000 per show while touring with Mark Curry. Katt debunks Steve's narrative of a rags-to-riches journey, revealing that Steve was never destitute, contrary to his claims. Furthermore, Katt called out Steve for conveniently forgetting his past and downplaying the contributions of his first wife. He pointed out the irony of Steve crediting his success to his current wife while neglecting to acknowledge the support he received from his previous spouse. Katt's candid commentary added fuel to the fire, challenging the authenticity of Steve's narrative and shedding light on the complexities of his personal and professional life. In his remarks, Katt Williams delved deeper into Steve Harvey's alleged imitations and lack of acknowledgement. He highlighted Steve's tendency to mimic other comedians, citing an instance where Steve allegedly watched Mark Curry's sitcom and then proceeded to adopt similar elements for his show. Katt criticized Steve's transformation into a sitcom lead, mocking his distinctive hairstyle, which he claimed was achieved through a man unit rather than natural hair. Katt didn't stop there. He also called out Steve for failing to credit Mary for her role in his career. Although Katt didn't explicitly mention Mary's name, it was evident he was referring to her. He lambasted Steve for seemingly forgetting his past declarations of gratitude towards his first wife, only to marry someone else and credit them for his success. Katt's candid commentary shed light on the apparent hypocrisy in Steve's actions, highlighting his tendency to rewrite history and gloss over the contributions of others. This revelation added depth to the ongoing saga, casting doubt on Steve's integrity and prompting further scrutiny of his character and career trajectory. Katt Williams seems to believe that Steve's pattern of behavior as a husband is questionable and that he might repeat the same actions with Marjorie. Predictably, people wasted no time sharing their opinions on this unfolding drama. One individual expressed confusion about Marjorie's son and disappointment over Steve's alleged mistreatment of Mary, suggesting it was motivated by appearance and their son. They criticized Steve's behavior, particularly as a black man. Now, the question on everyone's mind is whether Katt Williams' outspoken remarks will prompt Steve to rectify his treatment of Mary. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below on Katt's criticism and its potential impact on Steve's actions. Then check out the next video if you don't know that. Kevin Hart threatens Katt Williams for exposing his gays affair with Diddy. And don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.